I remain your host, Godfrey Obaka, and what an interesting thing to announce to you that on this edition of Press Center on Quest Television, I have the chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, in the person of Comrade Deacon Churchill Oyowe. Mr. Chairman, you are welcome to
Always a pleasure.
welcome to Press
Share
Center.
insights.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. And together we shall be looking at a whole range of issues from the global dimension. We see that the world is currently sitting on a delicate balance with U.S. and Israel strike, killing Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and up to 40 top Iranian officials. Iran has also continued the strike on critical American investments, especially in the Gulf. And that, to me, is not a very healthy indication at the global stage. But we do hope that at the end of the day, the dialogue table will be there for this situation not to degenerate to a full-blown war. Then, talking about at the national level, it was at the weekend that the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, told us that, talking about Professor Joash Amupita, that Nigerians should not expect 100% perfect election. He says the commission, as it currently stands, cannot guarantee 100% perfect election. That many people consider as worrisome, with all the huge investment in trying to see how our democratic experience can be deepened with a credible election. Somebody is still telling us that we should not expect 100% perfect election. That is to say that the glitches are still not far away. From there, we will be ranging into the topic of the day, Kayode Ekpetokun out and Tunji Disu in as the 23rd Inspector General of Police. Comrade Oyowe, I want you to look at this incident. I gather that 29 people will have to be retired, for Disu's career to be on track, as he's currently the acting Inspector General, but he needs to be confirmed as Inspector General. And based on that, 29 persons will be retired. And these are 29 careers that have been on top flight. But that is a concern. Also of concern is that we have had 23 Inspector Generals of Police. And the way they say, soldier goes, soldier comes, the barrack remains. Inspector Generals come, Inspector Generals go, and the Nigerian police remains the same. So from Louis Edet, the first Inspector General, indigenous Inspector General of Police, to Tunji Disu, what has changed for the Nigerian police, Mr. Chairman?
Okay, you raised two issues there.
Yes.
The concern for, you said 29 officers that are ahead of Disu.
Yes.
And of course, what has changed with the coming of different Inspectors General of Police. Thank you very much. Well, let me just start by acknowledging something first. That these are appointments. From AIG to DIG and IG, they are political appointments. The peak of the career in the police force is commissioner. You can grow from the officers level and end up in commissioner.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, that's the outgone Inspector General.
Okay.
And that is the incoming. that is the incoming. And incidentally, they are both from the same zone of southwest Nigeria. You are talking of appointment. I will allow you land, please. Should appointments not reflect federal character?
Yes, federal character is part of our principle for ensuring balance. But with the way we have seen it, particularly since this Fourth Republic,
Okay.
you see that they bring in some sentiments, tribal, religious sentiments into appointments.
Okay.
They can go to the extent of defending it to tell you that it is not a violation of the federal character principle. But then they will also tell you that you have to appoint somebody that you think you can work well with.
Okay.
The federal character is there. There's no law that actually says that the president cannot appoint from the same southwest, as long as he believes that he has not violated the federal character principle. What is important for us now, so that we don't bring in sentiment into such appointments, is easy for people to say, why is he not going to the southwest or northwest or northeast after southwest turn? If you realize, if you look very well, you see that he was removed from office.
He was asked to resign.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was removed from office.
Okay.
And
but there are also speculations that he had overstayed.
No, there's a new law now that says that they have to spend 4-year tenure.
Okay.
That is the new law. So leaving before that time means he was removed from office.
Okay.
And somebody else, if they are saying somebody else, I think that is a factor, somebody else from his zone should replace him. That is not out of place. But what I'm trying to say is, for that 29 persons that are going to resign, it's pathetic. It's a big disappointment to them that a far junior person has been appointed as the IG. But at any rate, this is not the first time it's happening. What is alarming is the number 29. This is not the first time a junior will be
AIGs and DIGs.
Yes, this is not the
Some
first
of them
time.
have had top flight careers.
Yes, I mean, in the past, it has always been the case. It's not always the most senior that is appointed. Junior from AIG, from DIG, have been appointed in the past, where the senior ones will have to resign compulsorily. Unlike in the military, if it's in the army, you can choose to go and work under the chief of defense staff. You understand? But this one, the IG is the highest ranking office when it comes to the police formation. So they compulsorily have to resign. It's unfortunate, it's sad, but that is how it is. It's an appointment. It's not what you grow into. So by the time you enter AIG, DIG, know that anything can happen. Anything can happen. So let's not be bringing tribe, religion, and whatever sentiment into it. It's at the BS of the president. That is the kind of federal democracy that we operate. So we just have to take it like that.
I think that's an interesting insight.
Yes.
It's also not long ago that Mr. President asked the National Assembly to see how to hasten up with the legal foregrounding to see to the betting of state police. That is part of the reform that is being expected.
Yeah.
Because people believe that the kind of police institution we have now cannot guarantee security for Nigeria and Nigerians. So how long more will it take for this reform to come in,
that's
for
why
state police to come into being?
That's why some of us are not so excited with the coming in of a new Inspector General of Police, because
at this point,
because the coming of an individual does not necessarily bring the kind of changes that we want. For now, the Nigerian police is a single formation. The Nigerian policing system, rather, is a single formation. centrally controlled
from Abuja.
From Abuja.
Okay.
We need to look at it from the kind of population that we have, the kind of system that we have, land mass that we have. A huge country like Nigeria with so much population, 230 plus, shouldn't be having one police formation. Agreed, it's not the individual that makes the police to be efficient or effective. We have to look at all other variables, like the aspect of being professional and merit-oriented, being properly equipped, well-trained, and being insulated from political manipulations. These are the things that make for a good police institution in Nigeria. One that is independent, community focus, not force focus. Because a lot of things you see in the police is they apply too much force when they are carrying out their duties. It should be community focus, people focus. They should see themselves as servants to the people. But what we have is the opposite. They are lords to the people. The average policeman sees policeman sees the next civilian as a target for exploitation. So that should not be the focus. That should not be the orientation. Granted, if we have been having all these as guides in this one formation, it would have helped. But the way it is now, we need to have different formations down to the states and even metropolitan police. A town like Enugu, Port Harcourt, Abuja, big towns, they can also have their own policing formations. The security formations cannot be too much. As long as they can be financed, they can remain professional, they can remain merit-oriented, they can be accountable to the people. These are the ingredients, not necessarily the formations now, but we have grown to an extent where we say, let us even try state policing. Let us even try county, local government policing. It will help to check those cross-border crimes that the states have no control over. Somebody can move from Taraba to Benue and commit crime. The state governor cannot do anything about it. But if the state governor is in charge of a state police formation, it can well protect the states from other neighboring infiltration.
You are talking of the state governor as the chief security officer.
As the chief security officer.
Being able to work in tandem with the state commissioner of police.
That's what I'm talking. Exactly. In the case of having a state police, you understand me? What is more important at this material time is to have a target. Not just before the end of this year. They should have a target to say, we are looking at 3 months, 6 months. Because besides that, you see, there will not be that enthusiasm, that force, that interest to achieve results will not be there. We need to give concrete timeline for this to be achieved. We have been talking about it for years, more than 10 years. This issue has been on for more than 10 years. State police, but we have not really come up concretely to say we are going to achieve it at so particular time. So fine, the president has come up to say this year he should go further to give them timeline so that the National Assembly, the House of Rep, the Senate, they should synergize early enough to achieve that purpose. It may not necessarily be for all states, because some states are saying they lack the capacity to fund. If you can fund the federal formation as it is now, because if you look at it, some of the states are responsible for their vehicles. The states are responsible for their logistics.
A lot of logistics.
And so if you can do all that, you can equally be able to fund your own state police. But if you cannot, you can still ask for the federal police formation to remain intact in your state. But as I speak, I know that many states want their own state police formation. And I'm sure many capital territories, many capital or big cities, big towns, they may also go into it. Even local governments, they can go into it. It's not something that we can achieve at a go, but it's important we experiment on it. With time, we make our mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. But like I said, it goes beyond state police formation, local government police formation, or metropolitan police formation. What is important is those ingredients that make for good institutions.
You mean a security architecture that can function effectively to safeguard lives and property.
Yes, they have to be professionally oriented. They have to be community oriented, not force oriented. Okay. They have to be merit driven. You understand? And they have to be independent, accountable. Above all, political manipulations should not be there. So I don't want to use to fashion out the law that will bring about the appointment of the Commissioner of Police is something that should not be subject to abuse by the executive. They can think outside the box to say, okay, the governor may not have the right to sack the police chief. If he does not have the right to sack the police chief, somehow abuse will be limited. If he has a hand to appoint, he may not have the hand to sack. We can just reason and look at the possibility of having an abuse-free policing system at the state level and even at the federal level, because the federal level is not insulated from this abuse. The important thing is for us to have a professionally inclined police force in Nigeria.
Thoroughly reformed enough, that is not focused on extortion, that is truly the friend of the citizens.
Yes, it's
intelligence driven.
Yes, it's possible.
And result oriented.
Technologically inclined also.
Exactly. So that we do not have all manner of criminals overrunning the system.
Being in the system.
Being in the system.
And it's just like giving a cat to be in charge of fish.
Okay.
How would that fish be safe? So that is the kind of scenario we have in the police. A lot of them are criminally minded, and they see the work as an opportunity for them to get at people, corruption, roadblock everywhere. I mean, it's so pathetic that for years we have been thinking that this thing will stop, but it has not stopped.
You just mentioned roadblock. Inspector General after Inspector General, and we are saddled with the 23rd among them now. From Edet Lewis, the first indigenous one. We have the 23rd one. And every Inspector General will tell you that roadblocks are illegal. You understand? But we still have them out there, and they have christened it another name, that they are nipping points. When is a police roadblock or checkpoint a nipping point to nip criminality in the bud? And when is it a roadblock where a number of activities, some of them unwholesome activities, and extortion is taking place instead of securing the communities?
Well, let me say this thing. If whenever I'm driving and I don't find them on the road, I'm a little bit disturbed because of criminality on our highways. To that extent, we can really appreciate their presence.
They are nipping points.
But what we are saying is the nipping point should be technologically based. You don't necessarily have to be in contact with the vehicles before you can carry out search.
If you are not in contact, how now do you ask where are your papers? because I was in one of the vehicles where they say, where are your papers? And the driver understood the papers they meant and offered some cash. He said, is this the paper you want to be? Okay, you are a wise man. You can go now. You can go now.
Yes.
You know?
But that is the corruption in our environment. If somebody spends money on this kind of things, one way or the other, we transfer it to the next person.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it will become a circle, and it's not good.
And there are foreigners in our midst.
There are foreigners
who also use that to judge that the
to rate us,
Nigerian
to rate our corruption perception level.
Exactly.
So we should be careful as a country, the way we go about it. Some of them don't even hide it, and it's so pathetic. See, the change we are looking for starts from the top, not from the bottom. Inspector General of Police will come and go. They will say the same thing, all these things, but they don't take time to really bring out scapegoats. Scapegoats can be Commissioner of Police. Scapegoat can be AIG. Scapegoat can be DIG. If the top is not rotten, down there will also be sanitized. So for me, I believe everything stops at the doorstep of the Inspector General of Police if we still have corruption in high places in the force. It is the number one that can insist. And when they see his body language, they will be whipped into line. They will whip themselves into line. So you cannot stop corruption from your Abuja.
Okay.
So that's why we need state police. The command structure does not guarantee immediate results.
So the president has given his word. The National Assembly
should hasten up
the process for the state police to come, the municipal police to also be in place.
The local government police.
Local government police.
So if you commit a crime in the local government, before you move to the next local government, it will be difficult.
Okay.
It will be difficult. If I have watched some of all these American films, to commit cross-border crime is difficult because as you are moving, radioing the other one, that this person is here, this person is here. And if they are well equipped, you will see them tracking them. We should embrace more of technology. In other words.
So that's some form of agenda setting for the new acting Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu. We have had 22 Inspector Generals before you. You are the 23rd one. We expect that you will not leave the scene the way you met it. We need a Nigerian police that can work for Nigerian people. We need a Nigerian police that can be an image booster. We need a Nigerian police that can truly be a friend of Nigerians. And we do expect that in your tenure as Inspector General of Police, that this will come to full realization, even as we wish you a successful tenure as Inspector General of Police. Police is very critical, and you have ahead of you the 2027 election. Elections are either made or mad, rigged or ruined with the police institution. And we do expect that the police security architecture will help us for the 2027 election.